It's about that time. It's about that time. It's about that time. Welcome to the Dirty South Fantasy Football Podcast.
Woo!
Yours truly, Eric Lee, in the house, along with my man Lorenzo Ice T Thomas. What's up, player?
What's up, Ely? What's up, Ely? What's going on, man? Why you don't have your background, man? Do I have to hit some stuff over here? Let me give it some music or something like that. Yes. Let's go now.
Hey,
Yeah. Let's rock a mic like we used to do back in radio.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Hey, man, the show must go on. The show must go on. I'm remote today.
I see.
Yeah, man, I got to go to see Post Malone perform tonight. So I'm over actually at the radio station in a podcast studio, believe it or not.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Oh, yeah. So I'm ready. I just don't have my background. So for the folks that are out there checking this out, forgive me. I'll have the background next week. You are on the Dirty South Fantasy Football Podcast. Like I said, I'm Eric Lee, and you are who?
I'm Lorenzo Ice T Thomas, the LIT, the CIT, always on fire. I stay lit, without a doubt.
Yeah. And don't forget, hey, if you're checking this out on Facebook, don't be afraid. Go ahead and slip us a chat. Shout us out. We're going to let you know that we see you. If you have any questions about your lineup, make sure you ask the question. We'll help you out. If you're catching this on Rewind, if you're on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscription button as well as the notification button. So every time we turn on this thing, you'll get notified. And we do this each and every Tuesday night from 8 to 8:30. We get a chance to talk about fantasy. And like Lorenzo always says, if you get an opportunity, please share it.
That's right. So, definitely share it and leave some comments. I mean, just say, hey, A-L-A, Lorenzo, A-E-V-S-U, whatever you have to say. If you remember listening to E and I in Richmond, Virginia, just Richmond, leave a drop in there. You know what I mean? We've worked in several different markets, so you should know us. In Orlando, you should definitely know Eric Lee and myself. Atlanta, you know E. Lee quite well. And Miami, you know me as well. So come on, leave a comment when you see the video. All right, we appreciate it.
So, man, look, the NFL, man, Lord have mercy. The Eagles, are they legit?
I would have to say this. If you look at the NFL in its totality, look at the entire league, there are a lot of football teams that are playing some poor football. I mean, when you got to look back at the training camps have been limited to a certain extent. They eliminated a preseason game. You've got major quarterbacks changing teams and so on and so forth. I think some of the play has left a lot to be desired. So because of that, there aren't a lot of good teams, but there aren't a lot of sorry teams. So the teams that are looking their best right now are the teams that have some continuity. And I'd have to say the Eagles are one of those teams that have continuity. They have, Jalen Hurts from last year. The Bills have continuity. The Chiefs have continuity, even though they don't have Tyreek Hill. But the teams that are looking the best, and some people may put the Minnesota Vikings up there, those teams have been playing together for quite some time, and that's why they're having success. Those teams that are about, 4-2, 3-3, they either have, new quarterbacks or they're dealing with new coaches. So to say if the Eagles, basically, they may look like one of the best teams, but are they really, how good are they compared to other teams that have been great looking back on previous seasons? It's just something about that because there's so far few teams that look great.
So at 6-0, are they legit though? Are they legit?
I mean, you have to say, yeah, they're legit because the teams that are underneath them don't look that good. So it's like the Rams don't look good. Tampa Bay looks terrible. The Green Bay Packers just lost to the Jets, and the Jets do look like a up and coming team because of the talent they've acquired over the last couple of years. They've got some athletes on that Jets defense. So it's, you'd have to say, as of right now, 6 games in, yes, they look that good, but they're not better than Buffalo or Kansas City.
Okay, we'll see how that all goes.
They're not. I mean, the AFC is just on another level compared to the NFC.
Okay, we'll see. I mean, there's still got to be a representative from the NFC in the Super
That's
Bowl.
true. That's true.
How'd you do in fantasy this week?
Well, why don't you go ahead and do the honors, Commissioner? I mean, I got the turd last week, Last week I got the turd, I got the toilet. We were at homecoming for about 4 days. You and I did not talk fantasy football one time while we were together, and I got the turd.
Right.
And I paid attention this week, and what happened?
You did well.
What did I do?
You actually scored more points than anybody in the league.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That's what I want to hear. See, last week I took the week off. I kept Kyle Pitts in my lineup last week, and knowing that he was out, so I took the L last week. I just didn't know it was that bad.
So and I did the worst in the league. I caught the turd.
I did not even know you had the worst.
You didn't even know it. You didn't even know it.
I did not.
I am the chosen one, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my goodness!
Chosen one. And I did the worst in fantasy football. So I mean, it's hard for me to give any advice out today because I did the worst. However, Lorenzo he outscored everybody in the league. So
yeah, but you had a problem last week, and I just got to say one thing. Damn. Looking at that score right there. Damn. But you had the problem that your entire roster, at least everybody was on a bye.
Everybody was on a bye.
Yeah, everybody was on a bye. So that's just something you have to. Yeah, when you're putting your team together, you have to take a look at that. Even while you're drafting, who's going to be on a bye, so you don't have what happened to Eric, whereas he had some injuries and he had almost half of his team that was on a bye. As for me, as opposed to last weekend, I wasn't paying attention to what was going on. We were at homecoming at Virginia State University, having a good time. We didn't even talk fantasy football, so I didn't even really look at my phone at all. Whereas this week, when the announcement that Jonathan Taylor was going to be out, right, because of his ankle, I ran. I had the phone in my hand. In fact, no, I was driving and I pulled over and went and picked up Deion Jackson like that. And Deion Jackson ended up scoring 28 points for me this past week.
We are serious about this stuff.
Yeah,
it's about that time, man. We got a guest. That's going to grace us, and we got to put him on. I've been waiting to put him on for a while. I just wanted to see if he was going to be as good as the paper wrote about him. So I like to welcome the man that's undefeated in our league. He's usually the person with the most points on a weekly basis. He calls himself, his name is Carl, but it's Carl with the K. Welcome, Carl, to the Dirty South Fantasy Football Podcast.
What's going on?
Hey, man, look. Hey, man, I mean, you're good. You're real good.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, you're all right. You almost lost one, though.
To who?
Last night.
You mean to tell me you were not watching last night's game?
You weren't watching Austin Eckler?
I wasn't worried about Austin Eckler. That's why I didn't draft him. That's why I didn't draft him.
Stop. You needed to be worried about Austin Eckler last night because he needed 30. I know this because we're in the same division. So, of course, I was hoping you would lose. And I said, Austin Eckler needs like 31 points on this Monday night game.
Yeah, he wasn't going to get it.
But he had scored 33 and 39 the weeks before that. So you can't say that was not impossible. You can't.
It's not so much about it being impossible, but if you looking at what the Chargers have been doing and you looking what Denver has been doing, I wasn't worried at all. I wasn't worried.
You should have been. That game could have gone overtime.
The thing is, it did. So but here's the thing, though. But in my opinion, I felt like if
wait a minute. That's right. It did go into overtime. That's right. I was hoping it went into overtime. Yeah, but no one got a first down in overtime. You're right.
Exactly. Right. But the thing is that like if Austin Eckler was going to carry that type of load, then he would have been trashed the rest of the season. It's you got to think about it. Austin Eckler is really their only player right now on the team. And so to give him that much workload just for one game, it's not worth it.
But he scored 31 and 39 the weeks before that. So that's what they've been doing.
Nobody else. But think about it. Think what he did to score that many points. As sometimes you got to think about in my opinion, you got to think about the long haul. And the reason why I wasn't worried about it because they're either going to sacrifice Austin Eckler and sacrifice the entire season, the Chargers' whole entire season, or they're going to try somebody else got to step up. And
It's
They did what I
because
thought they was gonna do.
I
They was
did
gonna
pay
manage
attention
Austin
to
Eckler.
that. I did pay attention to that because I saw Sony Michel come in a couple of times to give him a breather quite often. So, and the thing about it is I was playing against him in another league too. So, and I was like, every time Sony Michel came in, I was like, yeah. So what we gonna do right now, man, we always go back to what our owners do or our owners did in the first round of the draft. We're gonna pull up the draft. I mean, you did what what's interesting about this is that you were next to last during the draft. So, all of us want to be able to say, hey, we want we would love to be able to say that. Does the screen share come up?
No, we're still on here.
Are you still on there? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
There we go.
Yeah. There we go. See if we can pull you up there. Is it up there now?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I remember who I took first.
Hey, E. Technical thing here. That live clock is like blocking your face. Is there anything you can do about
that? I'll check.
Okay. All right.
not on my end. Not on my end.
Okay.
Not right now.
Okay.
Not right now. Okay, cool.
Right now.
So your first pick was Christian McCaffrey.
Yep.
Are you happy with that pick? Because I heard he might be out of town. He might be going out of town.
Listen. Yeah, I'm happy with that pick. I was worried though. I'm not even gonna lie because
all right.
I'm not even gonna lie. See, this is the thing. When I picked Christian McCaffrey, he was the best player on the board, in my opinion, at that time.
Right.
The best player that I know that I didn't have to worry about him giving me any points. I know that he struggled with some injuries years past, but when Christian McCaffrey is healthy, I mean, he's a workhorse. Now, I'm going to tell you what worried me, the fact that Baker Mayfield was going to be his quarterback.
Ooh, and you're a Browns fan, so you know more. Lo, he's a true Browns fan.
Right, but he's talking facts right there.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Mayfield played with a chip on his shoulder, and knowing that Cleveland cut him and he was going over to Carolina, I had a feeling that Mayfield was going to try to force passes when instead he just got to dump it off the kid from Christian McCaffrey. If you think about Christian McCaffrey when he was playing with
Cam.
Yep, Cam. Thank you. When he was playing with Cam, he made Cam look like a superstar. You know why? Because anytime Cam couldn't find a receiver downfield, he dumped it off to Christian McCaffrey, and Christian McCaffrey did his thing. Right. And so you got to have a quarterback that kind of respect how that man will give you 5 yards if you are in trouble and will continue to get you a first down. And those were the plays, like half those plays wasn't even designed for him. Right. The majority of the plays, they're designed for wide receivers, but if they're not open, guess what? Dump down to Christian McCaffrey and he'll get you CMC and he'll get you what you need. And so I just remembered that. And I was just like, man, I hope Baker's not stupid. Like Baker, just fall in line. Do what you do what makes sense. And the first 2 weeks, he wasn't doing that. But then after that, Baker fell in line and now he's starting to use him like he's supposed to be used.
You picked up Devontae Adams and then Mike Evans, then Breece Hall, and then Hollywood Brown. No wonder you're killing everybody right now. Well, the thing about it is we think about, you were on the back end of the draft.
Yeah.
You still picked up all of those.
I mean, but the thing that happened that was to his advantage was that everyone went for those elite quarterbacks in the first round. And it left him to see. He said, okay, basically, all right, y'all want to take all the quarterbacks? I'm going to take the best players available. Exactly. And he got the 2 best ones coming around. And then where'd you pick your quarterback, in the 3rd round or the 4th round?
No, it was like it was towards the end.
It was really? No. You got Trevor Lawrence at 1, 2, 3, 4. You got Trevor Lawrence. That was your 5th pick.
Okay. Carl went with Trevor. Okay, he went with Trevor Lawrence. All right, so the irony is I was thinking about picking him as well because I missed out on all the quarterbacks in the first round as well. So I was looking at, okay, let me just load up on players and see who's available because, of course, with the new coaching in Jacksonville, you knew Trevor was going to be better. So when I saw that you did that, I was like, that was smart.
Yeah, but here's the thing. This is what I was wondering. I'm like, why are people picking up quarterbacks so early? Because if you do the math, your quarterback, a good quarterback is going to get you about, let's say, just 30, 40 points. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? But 2 running backs combined could get you 60 to 80 points, or 2 wide receivers combined could get you 60 to 80 points. So why are you jumping so early to pick up a quarterback when, you know,
right.
And the flip side of it is that if you don't have that offensive line, your quarterback is dead. So it's just like, well, let me try to strategically figure out the best player on the board, playmakers. I mean, long story short, if you noticed it, the first 4 picks was in my opinion, they all playmaker. Bruce Hall was kind of questionable, but Bruce Hall was for the long haul.
Yeah, well, it is.
But
dynasty, so
he's paying off.
Good for the long haul.
Yeah. He's paying off now.
He's good for the long haul. Well, it's about that time. Let's talk about what's going on in the NFL with the NFL and all these injuries and what you can do to help your team out, especially if you're on the bye. We're going to start off first and foremost with this gentleman right here. Randall Cobb. He's out. So realistically, if you got Dobbs and you've got Lazard, you should be able to come up, right?
You should, but Green Bay has just been looking so sorry right now. They're lacking chemistry.
But they play the Commanders this week.
Where is it on the road? Is it in Washington?
It's in DC. With with Taylor Heineke, the new quarterback, because we'll talk about in the injury report about Carson Wentz and his Mr. Glass.
Oh, what do you think?
I mean, I was going to say, don't you think Washington defense look a lot better this year than it did last year?
Mm-hmm.
And so I've looked at some defensive player on Washington squad, and I'm like, man, I should have picked them up on the defensive side. Like, no, Washington offenses was killing them right now. And it's kind of crazy because they have some decent pieces, but their defense, in my opinion, look a lot better. Let's call it what it is. Their quarterback is what's really holding them back. And I think that's why the move was made.
And they're playing well without Chase, too. They're playing well without him.
Crazy, ain't it? Yeah. Crazy. And so, and the other thing is that Green Bay chemistry is not there. It's just not there. And so they're not going to put up the offensive points that you normally think they would. I think it was a bad move for them to get rid of Deontay Adams.
Oh, they didn't get rid of him.
I mean, you know what I mean. It was a bad move to let him walk.
Look, it was a problem. The thing about it, I'm pretty sure Aaron Rodgers is thinking about him every day right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it is what it is. But if you're out if you're looking for a wide receiver to pick up, if you're on those bye weeks, because the bye weeks killed me. Great on the waiver wire right now. Pick up one of the wide receivers from Green Bay because we know he got to throw it to somebody. And if you're in a PPR league, every every pass they catch, they get a point for. So I think it's still a good option to pick up Green Bay wide receivers, even though the chemistry is a little off right now with those guys.
Well, I'm kind of happy that Cobb got hurt because I have Romeo Dobbs. So because of that,
it helps you out.
Quite a few plays, they were doubling him quite often. Right. So I'm happy to see that happen. I'm sorry, bro.
Hollywood Brown.
Man, he on my squad.
He on your squad too, right?
Oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it.
Oh, Hollywood Brown. So he's down right now, but you know what? It's the Cardinals. They didn't wait. They went to Carolina and picked up what they call a pain in the butt, but they needed somebody in the place.
He got some speed.
Robbie Anderson. Robbie Anderson. So if you had Robbie Anderson, you're in a great place, right? Because he's got to go. He's going to the Cardinals. Yeah. He's the number one. He's the number one right now.
Yeah, they got Cardinals is stacked with wide receivers. They just got to stay healthy.
But D-Hop comes back this year.
Yep.
This week. This week comes back this week.
Is it this week or next week?
It's this week. This week. So he comes back. I think. Do they play Thursday? I think they play Thursday.
Okay.
I have Rondell Moore. So Rondell will move to the slot. Robbie Anderson will be on the outside. And then you got D-Hop doing what he's going to do. I believe they play on Thursday. I'm going to have to check.
And we just talked about this gentleman. What's wrong with the Commanders? Could be him.
It might be
the dude. Could be the dude right there. So if you're short on a quarterback, they said Taylor Heineke is starting this week.
I like
Heineke. Heineke.
I never had a problem with Heineke. He just was a mediocre quarterback, in my opinion.
Yeah, and he finished the season poorly last year. I remember that. He started off really hot, and then at the tail end of the season, we have to go look at his stats. But I don't think
you remember the beard. You remember the beard started the season and got hurt.
Yeah,
your boy.
Right. It's
right, special. Yeah,
It's magic.
Right.
Yeah,
it could happen.
He either gonna throw a touchdown or interception, one of the two.
Right.
Hey, at least you know what you get. At least you know what you get. So if you're streaming for a quarterback this week, Taylor Heineke is back in DC. He's starting this week. You might want to put him on your roster if you are streaming because Buffalo's on a bye this week. So if you got Josh Allen, he's gone. There are a couple of folks that came back this week. So you got to find out who's streaming, what you're looking for in terms of that stream. We got a couple of guys. What about this guy? Hold on for a second. Here we go. We just had him for a second. I'll pull him back up. The fact that Indianapolis have lost both of their backs right now, both of them, Taylor and Hines. So what the lick is right now is what the third string running back, Deion Jackson,
but he got hurt in the game as well.
Really?
Yes, he got hurt. I have him. So I have him. So that was the guy that I picked up when they announced that Jonathan Taylor was going to be out. So then I went straight to the waiver wire and picked up Deion Jackson. And he got hurt during the game.
Now, you know that Matt Ryan is a throwing quarterback. Think about all the decent running backs we had in Atlanta, and even those years, I remember I picked up Matt Ryan in a fantasy league because I know that even though the Falcons probably wouldn't win, Matt Ryan gonna get you 300 yards if he has some good wide receivers.
Every time.
He gonna get you 300 yards. Got some good receivers.
That's because we played from behind most of the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Didn't he throw close to 60 times this past week?
He threw over 300 yards. He threw over 300 yards.
60 passes.
Yeah, so Indy, that's the thing I'm worried about. Indy kind of have that same problem that I felt like Baker Mayfield might have is that, you have those great running backs, and especially Jonathan Taylor, he's a catching running back. He come out the backfield and he'll go 3 yards down and catch the ball and give you 15 yards. But Matt Ryan, he likes to throw. I mean, he's a good throwing quarterback. Don't get me wrong. I think that he lost some over the years, but at the end of the day, if Indianapolis wants to win more games, they have to surround Matt Ryan with better receivers. And the crazy thing is, even with the running backs being out, I had some Indianapolis receivers on my bench, and I was like, man, who's scoring all these points? Like, and I picked them up in like the 14th round, just to round out, my squad. And then it made sense. I was like, oh yeah, Matt Ryan, he's a throwing quarterback. He's going to try to fit it in there. And if you catch it, you good.
Yeah, Matt threw 58 times, 42 completions for 389 yards. That add up to 33.16 fantasy football points.
Hey, man, I could use him in one of my other leagues. I didn't do bad I'm in 4 leagues. I'm 3-1 for the weekend. So how many leagues you in, Carl?
I'm only in 2 this year. Okay, I was in 4 1 year, and that's too much anxiety. There's too much anxiety.
Yeah, it's way too much anxiety. But I'm stuck into it right now because I'm the commissioner of this league, and we're in the league together at the station. So, how many leagues you in, Lo?
I'm in 2, and this is going to be the last year I'm in the other one. I lost in the other league. I lost. It's as I said before, after doing a dynasty league, you really don't want to do anything else. Especially if you're a fan of football, being able to choose your defensive linemen and your linebackers and your defensive backs, having that freedom and being able to freak the waiver wire and use your IR and your taxi squad. That's when you're really being a general manager. But when you have so many restrictions, with a 14 team league and you only have 12 spots or 14 spots, there's not much room to do as much. And then once you experience this, like, I'm probably going to tell the commissioner in the other league, after this year, I'm done, and then join another dynasty league. We
got a question from our viewers. Dak is coming back. Your thoughts?
Carl, you're the guest.
You the guest. You first, brother.
And
He said, and.
Hey, look, man. I like Dak. I think he's a great quarterback. The fact of the matter is, look at
Great,
Dak's record.
great. He's great.
Okay, I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's a good quarterback. But just look at the numbers. Look at Dak's record.
Dak has a good record
with Dallas. And then and look at his record literally without. Look at Dallas' record. Now, I don't think Dallas is a complete team personally. I think they could be better. I love their defense. When their defense is on, is on. But I think that I don't know. I mean, I don't know what it is. I think like if he looks good, like he's one of the people that look good on paper, but I feel like he needs a little something extra to help Dallas get the win. As far as a fantasy player, though,
he's balling for fantasy.
Definitely.
And that's what we're here for.
I can't knock that at all. Like
you get the running touchdowns, you get the passing touchdowns, you get it all.
Yeah, but it's but when Dak is struggling, he struggles. I had him as my backup quarterback probably like 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago? It was right before the injury. It was before the injury. Even though he did look good right after the injury, though, I ain't even gonna lie, he did. He was killing. He was smoking everybody, and I was kind of mad I didn't pick him up. But anyways, I'm gonna leave it at that. But I'm not. He's not consistent enough for me. But because I don't know he's almost like Fitzpatrick.
Wow.
A touchdown? No, he's not. No, he's better. He's better than Fitzpatrick.
Right. I know what you're saying though. When the mistakes come,
they hurt you.
Yeah, they're like Stephen A. Smith says, an accident waiting to happen. Just wait, it's coming. It's going to happen.
I'm not that extreme. I'm not that extreme, but I'm telling you, with Dak, he either is going to give you those fantasy points or he's not.
Right. Well, I mean, the Cooper Rush. I'm thinking, you got, first of all, they're paying Dak $40 million. So
he's going to be the quarterback.
Dak is coming back. But, remember how Dak got his job when Tony Romo went down. Dak was making, a little more than what we make when he was when he first got into the league, and he went on a tear. And Jerry Jones said when Romo came back, Romo gonna sit the bench. And that was the fall of Romo's career in Dallas.
Yeah.
Cooper Rush, he not Dak, but they know they can win with him. So
one thing I will take from the game between the Eagles and the Cowboys, and I think Troy Aikman was excellent at pointing out how they did how they attacked Dallas's defense by not blocking Micah Parsons at all. I think that might be the playbook that people are going to start using when they're going up against the Dallas defense. Something that Denver did yesterday against the San Diego Chargers whenever Eckler would line up in the backfield because he always releases to go out to the flat. Denver would blitz on that side. They would send either a cornerback or a linebacker from that side. Wherever Eckler lined up, they blitzed that side. That is the blueprint. Now going 6 weeks in, people got enough tape on these offenses to be able to make adjustments. But before we go, I don't know if you know this, but we have a battle of the undefeateds going into week 7.
Is taking
on
and Mike?
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
So this Sunday night. Y'all Sunday night fantasy football.
Yeah.
Someone's going down.
It ain't me. Hey, look, we got somebody, VA Rob, who always checks in with us. He said, why we talk about Dallas? How about those Steelers? All right, Rob, my dude. Look, y'all did okay. Y'all squeezed one out. We didn't think you were going to win that one. And they got Miami this week, right?
Sunday night football.
Sunday night football. So, hey, Rob,
we'll be back.
Lorenzo, Lorenzo, a diehard.
I will be there.
Fan.
Look for me on TV.
hey, tell Rob what you think your boys gonna do to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, it's going down. They're going down Sunday night. I'm confident. Tua will be back. Tua will be back. I know we've lost 3 in a row, but we lost 3 in a row without Tua. So Tua hasn't been out there. They better hope Mika Fitzpatrick is playing this week. There's no J.J. Watt. So if Mika Fitzpatrick's not back there in that secondary, it's going to be a long day. Last week, Miami Dolphins, even though they lost, they accumulated 469 total yards of offense. Tyreek Hill, 177 yards. Jalen Waddle, 129 yards. The problem was the third string and the second string quarterback was not able to get them into the end zone. When two is playing, they will get into the end zone. So, I mean, that's facts. We held the Minnesota Vikings to like 9 3-and-outs, 11 first downs, and that's a high-powered offense. So, yeah, we turned the ball over three times, and that's why we lost. But, and that was with a third string and a second string quarterback now. Tua comes back, it's going to be a different story. So I'm kind of confident.
He said, talk to you Tuesday. We ready. Hey, look, Ron, when you come back up here, make sure we ready for him.
Come on. Have him on the show.
Rob,
who's quarterbacking for the Steelers? Who's going to be the quarterback?
Right.
Who's quarterbacking?
That's a good question.
Yeah, who's quarterback?
That's a good question. Man, 30 minutes in the books. We do this each and every Tuesday. Carl, thank you for coming on the show, man. We kept talking about you. Carl keeps scoring more points with everybody. We got to get him on the show.
I appreciate you having me, man. I appreciate you inviting me.
You sweating those bye weeks coming up, right?
Listen, when I put my lineup together, I literally looked and was just like, okay, make sure I have enough. I didn't take into account injuries. Bye weeks, I took into account bye weeks, but not injuries. Right.
Yeah, your starting lineup is strong. It's strong, and then when you look at your bench, you're like, woo. Where am I going to go? So,
all right.
We're in the same division, and
our division is killing everybody.
I'm glad I'm not in your division.
Shit,
I could be terrible.
6-0.
I could be terrible and still win my division and play in the playoffs.
we gotta realign these divisions later on.
Hey, man, if you the best division, you're the best division.
No, we're talking about next year. We need to realign it a little bit. Hey, what I mean?
Look, our third best player is our first best player in any other division.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Hey, look, y'all did well. Unfortunately, all of y'all ain't gonna make it to the end. Oh well.
I know that's the problem. That's the problem. Realignment. Let's
wait a minute. Wait, I'm missing something. So how many teams move forward to the playoffs?
16. Two with the best records get a bye, and the next four all the way to the end of the championship.
Well, no, the division winners definitely right.
Division winners go, but if you got the best record, you get the two guys with the best records get buys, and the division winners go too. So. But that's it, man. Thank you, man. Carl, thanks for checking in with us. I'm actually here at the station, headed over to see the Post Malone concert. Yeah. So, look, tell everybody how they can find you on social media.
Yeah, man. So they can't. They can't. You can find me on. You can find me on LinkedIn. They can't. Now, if anybody knows me, they know I'm a very private person. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about family and family time. And so I don't really spend that much time on social media. But if you want to talk business, hit me up on LinkedIn. We can talk business. If it's about money,
he ain't missed a dollar. He won't miss a dollar. I work with him. I know he ain't going to miss a dollar. So how can they find you?
Hey, man, they can find me at star94.5.com. You can listen to me online. Star 94.5, Orlando's only R&B. I do afternoons, Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. You can also find me on Hot 105, Saturday night, 6 to 10 p.m., and that's in Miami. So I'm on 2 stations in Miami and Orlando. And there are other places where you can find me as well. Instagram, Lorenzo Ice T. Twitter and Facebook at Lorenzo Thomas, and definitely plug on the digital platform. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can also find me. Actually, I'm on every night, overnight, right? Yeah, that's where I am. On 100 Hip Hop and R&B FM, as well as Saturdays from 10 a to 2 p on the Odyssey app. So you can definitely check us out on the Odyssey app. And if you can check me out on my social media, it's Eric Lee, the actor, on Twitter and LinkedIn. And if you're checking us out on Facebook, you know exactly where you can find us. Look, if you got an opportunity to if you enjoyed any of the content, please throw us the like on Facebook. hit the notification on YouTube as well as the subscribe button. So every time we come out with this content, it'll actually ring your phone and let you know that Eric and Lorenzo and the Dirty South Fantasy Football League, they're talking about that fantasy football once again. So do that. Go ahead and do that. So we'll see you next Tuesday.
Hey,
we'll find out.
One thing. There's a new show that's on Hulu called Reasonable Doubt. Okay. Highly recommend that.
Okay. Yeah. I checked it out. It out. It's nice.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's nice. It's for us, by us.
Okay.
Yeah. I got a spoiler. I know who the killer is.
You already know?
I figured it out. I know who the killer is.
Okay.
And next Tuesday we'll know who's not undefeated anymore.
That's right. That's right.
Because must-see TV is Sunday night fantasy football.
And and look for me on TV Sunday night, NBC.
There we go.
Papa